And I'm Georgie.
And we're the Happy Vegan Couple. The last video we did was an Indian spiced recipe that I love, a red lentil dal. So we're going to do another Indian spice recipe for you. Now, Georgie and I have been eating this one for a while. Gosh, we just really love it. It's basically spinach made into a wonderful sauce with these Indian spices, and then that's poured over some cooked tofu, and then we serve it with quinoa. So easy to make, really quick, and just so flavorful. And we have Vegan Richa to thank again. She's a great recipe developer. She did the one for the dal recipe we did recently, and this one, we always change it up a little bit because we have our own preferences about certain ingredients, but we thank her for putting it out there. And just one little fun fact for you about quinoa. You know, a lot of people, of course, eat Indian food with rice, but we don't eat rice in our home that much anymore because we know that there's a lot of rice that has arsenic in it, and you just don't know what you're getting. We buy this rice from California, but we don't know how much arsenic might be in it. You don't know how much you're getting out. We're trying to follow certain cooking preparations that Dr. Michael Greger taught us. So anyways, we try to diversify grains. So we tried quinoa with this dish one day, and it became our most favorite grain for this dish, just the way it gets soaked up in the spinach. And I just want to share something about quinoa with you because I was listening recently to Dr. Greger with his newest lecture on his newest book, How Not to Diet. And one of the points he makes about weight loss and plant-based diets is one of the reasons why plant-based diets are so great for losing weight is because plants have all this water in it. So when you eat plant-based food, a lot of it is water, which of course is going to come out, right? You're eating something like an animal food, that's quite different. It's very dense, right? And it's got way more calories than you're going to ever have with something like spinach, which is a lot of water, or quinoa, which I found out is like 70% water. Would you even think that a grain like quinoa is that much water in it? So anyways, that is one of the miracles of plant-based eating, is that the food is not as energy dense. It's got a lot of water in it, and that gives you hydration and all the other nutrients of the food. So we hope you like this recipe. We'll get to Georgie cooking right now, and we hope you'll enjoy it, okay?
Okay, I'm ready. Let's
do it.
Okay, everyone, let's get started on my tofu Indian spice spinach sauce. We're going to serve it over quinoa. Our ingredients are spinach, water, soy milk, soaked cashews. I've been soaking about 20 minutes, garlic, ginger, salt, garam masala, maple syrup, tomatoes, salt, cumin, garam masala again, garlic, chili powder, and nutritional yeast.
Now those are the spices.
These are the spices to brown our tofu in. These are the ingredients for our sauce on this side. And I'm going to be using 1 teaspoon of olive oil to brown my tofu in and to adhere all of my spices to. So at this point, what we'll do is we're going to stop, and I'm going to go over here and we're going to start our quinoa. Then we'll come back over here and do all this process. Okay?
All right.
Okay, everyone, I've had my pot on for a couple minutes on high so I can get it nice and hot before I put my quinoa in here. What we're doing here is we're going to toast our quinoa. So I'm taking 1 cup of quinoa, pouring it in here, and this will take 3 or 4 minutes. And all you got to do, it's like popping popcorn. When you sit at the stove and you go like that with your popcorn, we're going to let it, and you'll start seeing that it'll start popping. This is going to take 2 to 3, 4 minutes. Once that is done, we're going to come back and I'm going to show you, we're going to add the water in and finish cooking it.
So let's just see what it looks like while you're doing it there.
Well, right now it's really not doing anything because it just got.
Okay, so we'll come back in a few minutes.
Yeah, it'll be like 2 to 3 minutes and it'll be nice and brown. Okay, everyone, I've been toasting for a couple minutes. You can hear the crackling of the quinoa. What we're doing here is we're bringing out a nuttier flavor with the quinoa by toasting it. So now that we're all nice and toasted, you can see some of them are in there nice and brown. You just want a little toasting. You can hear them popping like popcorn. Okay, so be careful because it's messy. So here we go. We're gonna add 2 cups of water. And be careful because it could overflow. Gonna leave it on high for a minute till we start boiling. Shouldn't take that long because it was really hot anyway. Now you can see it's already starting to boil. Doesn't take long because you had a real hot pot and everything and you were toasting the quinoa. So it's already simmering. So we're going to turn it down to a medium heat with the lid on, keeping an eye on it. If it gets boiling too much, you want to turn your water down or your heat down just a little bit, stir it up, and it'll be fine. So that's our quinoa. It's going to take 15 minutes. Timer.
You might want to set it for 10 depending on your stove just to check it.
Yeah, you can set it for 10 and then check it because you don't want to burn it. You want to, once the water's evaporated, then you're done. So we'll come back in a few minutes and check this and see what's going on, and we'll go back over here and do the sauce. Okay everyone, it's sauce time. First thing we're going to do, I'm going to drain my cashews that I've had soaking for about 20 minutes just to get the water out. Going to add my my spinach to my blender. Now, if you don't have a Vitamix and you have a regular blender, the cashew soaking makes a big difference. I don't really have to soak the cashews because the Vitamix will take care of whatever's left in these. But soaking them makes it so you can do a regular blender. Next is going to be my water, and this is going to be all the sauce ingredients into the blender. Soy milk.
Unsweetened.
Unsweetened. Now, I'm going to show you real quick how I do my garlic and my ginger. The smaller side of the shredder. There's my garlic. Okay. Ginger, I've rinsed it. It's organic. I'm leaving the skin on. Oops, same thing. This is an easier way to do it than trying to chop it fine. It's going to cut it all up. This is a 1" by 1" square of ginger. Like I said, I left the skin on just because it's better. It's being organic. Now you'll have a lot of hairs from this ginger from doing it this way. You just toss that hair away. You notice I always use a flat knife because it's easier to scrape things out. It's a lot easier to chop too when you have a flat knife like this. Okay, there's my ginger. My garlic. Salt. Garam masala. Maple syrup. See, even that helped using a flat knife. My tomatoes, 1 medium tomato. This is a really fast and a furious little dinner that you can make really quick. Okay, so now all we're gonna do is turn this, cashews, forgot my cashews. Just gonna blend this up. Now, you might have to use your plunger to push this down. And here's the thing, you don't want it too thin because if it's too thin, you're going to have just water going over your tofu. Okay, we're gonna blend this up a little bit. what we want to do is make it nice and smooth and like a puree. So we're going to turn this up a little.
Oh, it smells good. I already smell it.
The garam masala. Maybe a minute or two just to get it blended. Let's stop it and then we'll kind of push all of the spinach down that has not been blended.
All that green goodness.
It's such a pretty dish too.
Yes.
Look at the green. Look how pretty that is.
I know.
Okay, that's our sauce. You want to see it?
Yum.
Okay, next we're going to do is, I'm going to show you, get rid of that. What I do with this, I put an old spice jar that has the lid still. I'm going to mix all of my seasonings in here.
These are the seasonings for the tofu.
These are the seasonings for the tofu. Cumin, the salt first, cumin, garam masala, garlic powder, chili powder, nutritional yeast. Now what I'm doing here is, instead of mixing this all at one time in the frying pan, I'm going to mix it all up so that I can get an even coating with the tofu. Okay, you can see I've got my nice little mixture there. This is going to go on the tofu while it's in the frying pan.
Okay.
Okay, next thing I'm going to do is, I'm going to open up, this is the type of tofu we use, high protein organic tofu from Trader Joe's, very dense. Cut the end of it off. I'm only going to use half of this.
And we like this tofu in part because it doesn't absorb a lot of water from the packing. Many tofus, when you open it up, you have to like really press the water out, like maybe putting a pot on top of the block or books. In this one, there's not a lot of water to press out.
So I'm using only half. Put it in a paper towel and just kind of roll it up, push the ends in, and squeeze. The moisture that you got out is plenty. Look, it's nice and dry, nice and thick. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut it in little cubes. Okay. About bite size, a little thin there, but just make it a little wider.
And if you don't have a Trader Joe's where you live for this particular tofu, what we suggest is just buy an extra firm tofu, but do buy organic.
Right. Now, there's the size of my thumbnail. Okay. So let's stop here. We're going to go back over here and I'll show you how to prepare the tofu next.
Okay.
Okay, everyone. My quinoa is still cooking here. You can see it's still got moisture in it. It's cooking nice and slow. Another 3 or 4 minutes, it should be done. I've got this pan already on high. I'm going to add 1 teaspoon of olive oil. And this is only to adhere the seasonings onto the tofu. So we'll kind of stir it around a little bit.
And if you are 100% oil-free, you can bake the tofu with the spices and then bring it out when it's ready to put the sauce over it.
You kind of see like I put everything around. Add my tofu now. Stir it around so that the tofu gets coated with a little bit of oil. This is going to help the seasonings adhere to it. Okay. Now, my seasonings I put into an old seasoning jar. I'm just going to shake it around till all of it's gone. I want to adhere this all over my tofu.
And I would lower the heat a little bit so we're not cooking the oil too hot.
We'll put it on medium. All this is to brown and adhere our seasonings.
And so you're going to use the whole jar because we want all those seasonings. Right. We just put it in the jar to make it easy to pour.
You can see it's starting to do it. This is almost done. And what we want to do is kind of get a little bit of a crust on our, you might want to play with your heat on and off a little bit. If it gets too hot, turn it down. We want to make like a crust. This way your tofu has the seasonings on it and it's not disappearing into the spinach sauce that we just made.
It sure smells good.
Now, you can see how everything's adhered to the tofu. Okay? So, at this point, we're going to add the spinach that we mixed up.
Oh, I hear the timer for the quinoa.
Yep, almost done.
And usually the instructions for quinoa is once it's cooked, to just let it sit for a few minutes.
Right.
Like maybe take it off the burner and just let it sit.
I can see that there's still some moisture in it, so I'm watching it.
Okay.
Okay, we're going to turn this down to a low. We're going to let this simmer for 10 minutes, no longer. And that is only to get rid of the strong, pungent garlic. And we will cover it up. Oh, here it is. We'll put it on a real low. You don't want it simmered anymore. Low is fine. Or paneer.
Quinoa.
Quinoa. Is done. By the time this is done, the moisture will be gone from that, and we'll be ready to serve. Stir this a little bit more.
You know, I learned.
Look at that vibrant green color. Is that great? Okay. 5 minutes, we'll be done, and we'll serve it up.
Okay.
Okay, everyone, here's my dish for tonight. Look at that. Doesn't that look wonderful? The quinoa. So what I'm going to do, look at the heat coming off of there. I'm going to put a little bit. One of the reasons I use quinoa is because once I put my paneer here on top, and put a little bit more green, and mix it up, it adheres to each other, so it makes it easier to eat. So good. I grew up loving spinach. Go Popeye. So I hope you enjoy my dish that I made for you today, because it's thoroughly, thoroughly good. So thank you very much. Okay, everyone, I hope you enjoyed what I made for you today. We really do. It's just such a good, easy, fast recipe that anybody can do. You just follow the directions, and it's simple. 20 minutes, 30 minutes at the most, you're done and you're eating.
Right, and I know some of my friends who tell me, oh, I don't know how to cook. You can make this. It's just so easy.
Yes.
You know, and you get all that green goodness for your body. It's just so wonderful. So please try it, and then let us know on our Happy Vegan Couple YouTube page for the video how it turned out for you. If you're seeing our video for the first time and you've never subscribed, go over to YouTube and hit that subscribe button and then hit the bell so you'll get notified when we do our next video.
Whoa.
Just to remind you, the recipe for this video will be at the end of the video, and it will also be in the description on the YouTube page for this video. So you can see the recipe there before you even get to the video, okay?
Okay.
All right, until next time, I'm Denise.
And I'm Georgie.
And we're the Happy Vegan Couple. Go plant-based. Adios.